we're gonna start a new piece, and this is a photograph that my brother gave me over 30 years ago. And at that time there were not digital cameras when he gave me this photo, so this is all I have, and it's a small photo, and it is of Reelfoot Lake in Tennessee, and it's a swamp, and we're going to paint bold cypress trees in here. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna trace only the lines that separate color, and those lines are these lines in here, which are the ones that are surrounding the sky and the water. Okay, so I decided to base coat this with raw umber because I had more of that color, and it is a color that can be shaded with the black. I didn't want to go all the way to black because then I cannot do any shadings. So let's do raw umber, even though this side is more black than this side. We can adjust the color later. We're just going to, the first color I applied to this canvas was Whispering Turquoise. And now I'm putting raw umber. I'm gonna leave the Whispering Turquoise in the center. I will be right back with what I have done. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to trace only these lines in here, and then base coat this section with raw umber. I accidentally dirtied my area of Whispering Turquoise. You can either go back and base coat that. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna take a piece of tape and put it in my horizon line and try to make this straight. So I'm gonna use a ruler and check, make sure that it is at 6 1/4 everywhere. So we're gonna start with the sky, and the main colors for the sky are going to be the Whispering Turquoise that we just used, the blue chiffon. We're gonna take titanium white with a tiny bit of the cat yellow, and the ultra blue dip. Start by putting the drying time extender everywhere. I cannot see. And I'm gonna start by putting the Whispering Turquoise back in there. Because it's the color that I used for base coating, and that will help blend any color that I put in here. And also will cover that tiny bit of burnt umber that was accidentally put in there. It's okay if you go over the raw umber. Then instantly I'm gonna take a tiny bit of this ultra blue dip with that color and put it only on the top. It's okay if I go over my raw umber. We can always put back the raw umber. Then I'm gonna go to the Whispering Turquoise plus the chiffon and start making this lighter. Have to work fast. And then more of the chiffon. That's okay. Blend it with the turquoise. And the last part will be the chiffon plus the white. And I put too much on my brush. That's okay. You take a paper towel and you take the excess from here, and then you can blend easily. After you have it this stage, if you want, you can put some clouds, but we don't want to cover the whole sky, and there's not too much sky showing, so I'm gonna put minimal clouds in here. Let's just leave it like that. I'm gonna dry these, but before I dry it, just gonna take a clean brush and try to remove a tiny bit this with a clean brush. Before I dry that section in there, I want to start making the water. And the water is going to be lighter in here and darker as it goes down, because there's a lot of shadows from the trees in here. There's also shadows from the trees at the top, but there is more lightness in there. So I'm going to take a smaller brush. Let's see. Maybe I was using a size 24 and I'm going down to a size 20. Not much of a difference, but I don't have one smaller than that. So, and this time I'm gonna make lines like these, horizontal lines, and later on, once I put the trees, I'm gonna put lines underneath the trees, like shadows coming from but right now we just want to start making some color in there, and I'm gonna bring some color, let's see, let's bring some plantation pine. Bring two colors, the plantation pine and maybe a lighter color, the foliage green. Put some black green. So this is plantation pine, foliage green, and black green, and I have the colors that I put in the sky, and I'm just going to make lines like these, horizontal lines. And for example, let's start with the colors of the sky. The sky also reflects on the water. I need to put back and we probably should put also in the water, let's also put some of the blending gel, which is the drying time extender. Let's put some of that drying time extender in there. Whoops, I think I put too much, but that's okay. So it is lighter at the top, like I said, and then darker at the bottom. And that's okay, we're gonna put some trees in there. So sometimes I pick up some of these other colors. So I'm just going to show you, and you can see what colors I am choosing from here. So I do not want to have the water done until I have all the things that are making reflections, because I want to put the things and then I want to put the reflection underneath. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do this, dry these so that I can put the back foliage. So let's do those background trees with chewy foliage brush, and we're going to put it in here, and it has to be blue. You have to have, so let's take a tiny bit of the dark blue plus the Ukraine turquoise and the chiffon blue, and a tiny bit of the plantation pine, not too much. We're gonna try first to see what color we have. Maybe. We should have put the line in there. I think I'm gonna put a tiny bit more of the plantation pine and make it more into the green. And I'm going to put it has to be more solid at the bottom and fluffier at the top. So I'm gonna do that outside of camera and put it up to here, and we'll be right back. Let me go a tiny bit closer and show it to you. So I need to put more color in here because I don't have enough left, but I'm doing stippling, and please watch the video of all the techniques that I show you, techniques that I like to do, because I show you how to stipple in that video, and that is what I'm doing in there. I'm gonna put it all the way to the end and we'll be right back. So now I'm gonna take the color of the water and put a tiny bit of water like that in there. I'm gonna completely dry these so that I can put the remainder of the pattern in here, and then we can do the following. Let's go these two sections with burnt umber plus black, and we are gonna wait until this completely dries so that we can do the next stage, because we use some of the drying time extender, so that takes time to dry. But if you have some black, let's do some floatings, and I'm gonna show you to do some of the floatings with the black. So put some black in your piece, and I'm gonna show you how to float. I'm gonna use a large brush. I'm gonna take some of that burnt umber also, so that I can mix that in there. This is burnt umber, another raw umber that I have in there. So raw umber plus black. We are just going to, I don't know if you can see it because I'm not seeing it well in the, yeah, because of the reflections. Let me do it this way. So I'm gonna go again to the black and do another in here. And blend with that burnt umber plus black. Gonna let this dry, because if you go over the same area you mess up what you have done before. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is another, there's another shading in here. Let's take burnt umber plus black and blend it in there. Probably have to use a different brush. This brush is not a good brush for canvas. I just want to create some shadings. Start shading this in here. It's just what I'm trying to do is start creating some shading in the piece with the black. And then later on, I'm gonna try to eliminate those graphite lines that I created. So black again. So just creating some very, very dark sections with black. And this is just a starting point. And this one in here. This is not the right brush, and I'm just damaging this brush by using it in here. But I don't know if you saw what I did in there. And let's put some on this side, and we're gonna let this dry again. So I probably want to change this brush. This side is even darker than that side. Let's change to one of the canvas brushes. And I don't want to lose the lines that I have in here, so I'm just going to put it like this. I'm gonna leave some lines so that I can see those lines. Starting to darken this area. Because this one is darker than the other one. So I have to use a smaller brush for this one, this side. I'm running out of paint, so these are the colors that I have in here. Holster medium green, plantation pine, blue chiffon, whispering turquoise, soft black, and burnt umber. So those are the colors that I have in there, and I'm gonna paint the trees at the top. And for that, I'm gonna use a flat number 8 in here, and I'm gonna start with the Hauser medium green plus whispering turquoise, and I'm gonna base the tree with that. I'm gonna try to cover those graphite lines. Then at the I'm gonna take the 2 greens. Let's take a tiny bit of the blue chiffon with this green. blend that with this color. So sometimes I take more of the dark green and sometimes I take more of the light. And then at the bottom I start taking the sticks of black and burnt umber at the bottom. It's probably more into the soft black than the burnt umber. And I think you have to go all the way to black. Black plus soft black. Let's highlight a tiny bit on this side. And then that highlight. So make sure that you have dark underneath. So let's take the soft black. And you probably will need to have some of the what do you call the drying time extender. And then just take some of the green plus the soft black. We need to put more dark in here, so let's put more of the extender in here. And let's start putting that soft black plus the green in here too. Put more of the black, also black. Then clean the brush and then go into the blue colors and split some of the greens too. And let's put some of the light blue. Need to have some of the lighter color, but for now black plus soft black. We can play more with the water later, and we're gonna continue all the trees in here, and we'll be right back. Let's bring some branches with a script liner and soft black plus black. And I already put this in here. And let's put others, skinnier. Water, soft black plus black. See. Oop, that was too large in there. See if I can make it skinnier with a liner. I mean with a flat. And clean that area in there before it dries. I think I'm gonna stop maybe one more. Thinking I'm gonna leave it like this, and I'm gonna start to put some greenery. Let me tell you the colors that I have in here. I have the Hauser medium green, the plantation pine, then this light one is pistachio mint, and this other one is Irish moss. And I'm gonna use bristle fan brush. I'm wetting it, and I am going to stipple some foliage in here. Let's see. Let's start with a medium color. Let's start with the mix these two colors in here, and we are going to start making it in here. Let's do it on a corner of the brush. Let's do this color all the way down, and we will need to clean this later. It doesn't matter where the branches are, just put this color, and then we're gonna put a lighter one. We have to clean later the brown section, okay? Don't worry about it. You can do like that. Okay, once you have a tiny bit of this color, let's go to the Irish moss with a dirty brush. And maybe let's go put some of that the light blue. And that's not the right color, so I'm gonna clean it. Let's go to that two light colors in there. That's better. That's better, but now we lost all the this is gonna be on the light area, which is in here in the middle. And then some brown in there. Okay, so let's fix this area because it's too solid. And we need some darker colors, so let's take the black green, the plantation pine plus black, and make a darker green. This is too solid in there, so wherever is too solid, you have to put more foliage. So I'm gonna clean the brush and fix the areas that I need to fix. Like for example, let's bring some more of the highlights with the two light colors. A tiny bit. Remember, the light is on the center. Then when it goes up, then you have to go to the other color. This need to be a different color. I'm gonna bring some evergreen, which is a bluish color, and bring some that are gonna be more into the blue side. Here and there, some of these more into the blue side. And break this, is too solid in there. Okay, so I don't like that area in there, so now I'm gonna work on areas that I need to work on. For example, let's make a lighter color with I'm blending these two colors in here and making a lighter color, maybe a tiny bit of that plantation pine, just so that I can break this in here. It's too solid for my taste. So I wanna also break also this in here, but there's light in there, so let's bring some light, clean the brush and bring some light. And that's see, some of this Irish moss and a tiny bit of the light in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some of the, this is too white in there, so let's take some of the plantation pine. And then lighter color, and this is the last thing that I'm gonna do. I'm blending the Irish moss plus the pistachio mint, and make sure I don't have too much in the brush, and gently in the middle. I think I have enough. Maybe, just maybe. I'll let this in here. Okay, this is it. This section, I'm going to show you a section of the green one and the section of the brown one. First of all, you can take a tiny bit of the burnt umber and clean whatever you put in there. So I was testing the colors. On this side, I have bright orange and antique gold. And I'm just gonna do it this way because there's no easier way to do this. So I have the soft black, and sometimes I can put black and make it stronger. So we're just going to make lines, and sometimes they're gonna be, like for example, so in here it's gonna be more of that gold color with the burnt umber. So put burnt umber, and sometimes you put black lines, and you can use a liner too, but start with a base coat. This is, so I have in my palette, this is the orange, bright orange, this is the antique gold, and the same colors that I had before, the burnt umber and the soft black and the black. Those are the colors. And then for this blue color, which I'm still trying to deal with it, I'm using the bluegrass plus the pistachio mint and the evergreen, and sometimes I can put a little bit more of the chiffon blue. And because this is going to be turquoise on this side and And it is like that in the photo. We'll see when we're done. If we need to quiet that a tiny bit, when we're done, we're gonna put a glaze of black. For now, let's do this, and I'm gonna show you a tiny bit. So let's paint the little bird, and I put the eye with black with a liner, and I am gonna use this script liner, and I put the beak with bright orange plus the chiffon blue, and I am gonna put a second coat with the bright orange. Bird will be painted with burnt umber, soft black, white, and oyster beige. So let's start with the oyster beige. And I'm gonna start base coating it with the oyster beige. I probably need a liner that is not this huge. Yeah, let me bring a smaller liner, but let's put here the oyster beige, start shading under those with the soft black plus the oyster beige, of course, because I have oyster beige already on my hand. This is gonna be very hard because this is a very tiny bird, and I'm trying to paint a very tiny bird in here. Larger, but I can hardly see him. So, well, you know, it doesn't matter, just a bird in there. If you've seen what I'm doing there. And so such a large canvas that I don't know where to put it, but I'm gonna start blending soft black plus oyster beige in here. And then I'm gonna go back to the oyster beige alone. Then I can highlight with the white. So, oops, that was too much water. Wow. Clean the brush and take all the water from the brush, and then the brush is thirsty and it will remove that paint from there. Try not to cover those graphite lines. And I went outside of the I'm not gonna spend this much time in this bird. Graphite lines were so hard, so I'm gonna paint the legs with the same color I did with the steak burnt umber plus the bright orange. Dirty brush, and paint the legs. Okay, so I'm gonna dry these. Oops. I'm gonna dry this and we'll return. Start shading with soft black on the bottom section of the bird. Maybe this color is too dark, we'll see. Yeah, it is too dark. So let's take soft black plus the oyster beige. And let's shade underneath the neck. And let's shade underneath the body. Oops. And let's shade a tiny bit on the top of the hump. Of the top of the body. Now we're gonna bring some white. Takes a liner and white. Where did I put my liner? And some white, and let's make some line work. And highlight him. This is the reason why we were using the oyster beige, because we wanted the white to show. Then let's take oyster beige plus white. and highlight also the lower section, but it's not gonna be, should be not be as lighter as the top. Let's put some highlight with this color in the legs. Tiny bit in the legs and in the eye, and then this color, oyster beige plus white plus the orange, and then you can highlight also the beak. And there's not too much more on this bird. You can also shade the legs. I don't know, I think the legs needs a tiny bit shading, so let's take soft black plus oyster beige, and you can shade the legs. Oops, took some green, sorry. Now, the last thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take white and I'm gonna put stronger shines on this water, especially closer to this bird. Before I leave it here, I think I want to put more of the green because of the green of here, but I have to be careful that I don't mess up my, and I already did in there. So what I'm gonna do, and I hope you like this project, let me know in the comments if you like it and what. And also, please let me know in the comment what you want to wash. I really want to know. I think this is too dark and it needs a tiny bit more of color. So here's where I start to mess up my piece. But well, let's see. A tiny bit of burnt umber, and there it is, a tiny bit. You can hardly see it. Let's see. Soft black plus tiny bit of white. Whatever I have in there, left in there, I don't have too much. And let's clean it and blend that a tiny bit in there. Only something in there to break the, and that's probably too light. So let's go to black and blend that in there. Just, you know, something in there. It doesn't have to be too much. I think that's enough. So I'm gonna put a tiny bit more of greenery, and I think I'm gonna put the evergreen and the foliage green. So let's bring, and I'm just gonna use a liner. Maybe let's put a tiny bit of the drying time extender, tiny bit in the water. See, I'm gonna put it in here. Tiny bit more, and then let me put the evergreen. The evergreen and the foliage green. And I'm gonna put a liner. and maybe do some line. And I'm gonna break that with a fan brush. And I'm gonna do too much. Let's do the black plus the evergreen on the lower section. I need more of the evergreen. Oops. I don't see the evergreen. And that seems to be too much. Let's go back to the color that was in there before. That's so ugly. So you don't like it? You know what? You take a paper towel and you clean it. So let's do the evergreen with the foliage green. I think that's going to be better. Then go and move it down. And I think that's enough in there because it's bringing too much green. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take some of these what I'm told you not to do. And remember what I put it out here. So bring it down a tiny bit, like that. And then you can bring some of the lighter colors, the Whispering Turquoise. See, Whispering Turquoise, and you can also bring that down. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm doing. So for example, this is the Whispering Turquoise. That was too much, probably too much. So that was not Whispering Turquoise, it was, and that was too light. So it was the other one. So, and I'm gonna clean it with the black. And if you put too much, you can put back maybe the evergreen. Let's put a tiny bit less. But in here, in this section, there is a lot of black. Where did I put my photo? In this section, there is a lot of black. So if you can put the black back. I don't know where I put it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a liner. I'm gonna take a liner and put that like I did in here. Tiny bit of this. And some of them you're gonna take the fan brush, losing everything. Oh, here it is, and bring it down. Okay, so I leave you playing with your piece, and I'm gonna put a photo for you. So this is the final piece, and I am so glad that I did a huge piece because it is so nice to have a nice large canvas, but I will have to stop doing large pieces because it's easier to put a smaller piece in here, but that's all right. We did it one time, and I'm gonna put the line drawing for this on Patreon. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.